Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is an actor you know from About Time, Ex Machina, and Star Wars. He now stars in The Patient.
I want to show him. I want to teach him how to behave to other people in the world. I still want to do it. Thanks.
Was it like that with the other ones who you... Did they do something that made you want to teach them a lesson?
Yes. They were all... Every one of them deserved it.
Please welcome Domhnall Gleeson. So nice to talk to you. I've never had a chance to interview you before, no. But I just found out shortly before the show that I've actually had you on my show before, the old show.
Yeah.
In 2014 or something like that.
Yeah. This is a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. So 8 years ago, you came on and played keyboards in a band for a movie called Frank.
Yeah.
And that is right there. That's Michael Fassbender in the head, and that's you right there. Playing keyboards right there. And the band that appears in the movie is called Saron-Perfurbs.
That's right, yeah. They were called the Saron-Perfurbs, and the idea was the band's name was unpronounceable.
Right.
And you nailed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Great. Yeah, no, you're welcome.
I'd like to do that.
So you can imagine my dismay when, a few weeks ago, you had Steve Carell on the show.
Yes.
And you said, now in this series, you are with Domhnall Gleeson.
Yes,
so
Domhnall.
Yeah.
I think I said Domhnall.
It was a car crash. It was a mess.
Well, you can't blame me. Irish names are impossible. Siobhan?
I'm not going to take this from a Colbert.
It's a fair cop.
Yeah.
It's a fair cop. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
You know, the other guest we have on tonight is the great Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
And have you worked with her before?
I've never worked with her, but I met her once before, and it was a big deal for me because I love her as an actor, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
But also, when I was 19, I did my first job. I did a Martin McDonagh play, and around that time, for some reason, no, I know the reason. People used to call me Kate all the time, and my whole cast called me Kate when I would walk down, because I looked really like Cate Blanchett when I was 19 years old. She doesn't do that. She doesn't do that.
Totally. No, I see it. The bone structure is there.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it was really intense. I would walk down the street and people would stop me and they would say...
Oh, you mean not people just pulling your leg? Strangers?
No, strangers would stop me and say, do you know what? I would say, yes, I know. I look like Cate Blanchett. And they would say, I'm very sorry, and leave. And it used to happen all the time. So then when I met her, years later, it was kind of like backstage at the BAFTAs. And I've been to the... I was not nominated, and she was. And I met her in a corridor right before it, and somebody introduced me. Yeah. And I was just thinking, don't say... People, we look right. Do you get people saying you look like Domhnall Gleeson? You know, I was like, don't do it. Don't get weird with the great Cate Blanchett.
Hard not to.
And I didn't. I said, I'm a huge fan of your work. I would love to work with you someday. And it's a pleasure to meet you. And she was very nice back. And then I walked away, straight into the women's bathroom.
Okay, you're now starring in The Patient with my old buddy Steve Carell, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
He's a very pleasant guy. He's a lovely fellow. Did you have fun working with him?
I loved every second of it. I mean, it's quite a serious show. It's very tense. It's dramatic. It's funny in places and all the rest of it. But like Steve, it was like, so the setup of the show is that I play a serial killer who kidnaps a therapist and keeps him chained up in my basement to do therapy with me so that I will not kill again.
And Steve said he insisted on real chains, like really being chained to the bed.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And like with a full-on manacle, and he couldn't leave. It was really kind of intense and kind of heavy for him. Yeah. And we'd be leaving in the evenings, and he'd be saying, like, I think it was getting on top of him. It was very, very difficult. And he'd be saying, and I would say, "Are you okay?" And he'd say, "Yes, you know, it's a heavy load to carry." Yeah. And I'd go, "Yeah," because I was doing fine. Because I got
you were playing the psycho.
Oh, I'm killing people. I'm driving around in my truck. I'm fine. He was just chained up the whole time.
What was it like? What was like to like? Did you have to find a part of yourself that wouldn't mind strangling people?
Yeah. And it was.
How hard was that
for you to
It was right
there. When I was watching the show and you mispronounced my name, I was like, I'm gonna kill him.
Now I've got your dad, Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce his name correctly?
No.
Okay. He's my guest on Monday. Anything?
Yes.
Anything I should ask him? What should I? How should I nail him?
What? Say my name.
Domhnall.
Oh my God. No,
Domhnall.
you could ask him why he named. Yeah, perfect. You could ask him why he named me that way.
So it's not just me. This has been a cross for you to bear. People mispronouncing your name.
Oh sure. My brother's name is Brian, but it's spelled Brian. There's no.
See,
there's
that's
no
just
giveaway.
Cruelty.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be like being named Colbert and spelling it Colbert.
Insane. Yeah.
Here you are. Here you are. There's you and your brother, Breen. This is you.
Yeah.
There's Breen.
Yeah.
There's your dad. What's it like to perform with the family?
It's the best thing in the world. They're
really?
Like, yes. They're like my favorite people. I've got two other brothers who are also my favorite people, and my mom. Okay. They're not, as a group, they're my favorite people. And getting to work with great people who are also great at what they do is like one of the joys of getting to work in showbiz or whatever, you know?
Because you're their family, and when it's over, do they give you notes? Do they give you like family notes? Like, what were you doing out there?
Do not try and break up the Gleeson, Stephen. We will break you.
It's fair enough. That's fair enough. New episodes of The Patient are available on Hulu Tuesdays. Domhnall Gleeson